name's Andrea. Glad to have you back if you've been following the wellness site, and welcome if this is your first time checking it out. Question: do you have healthy boundaries? I'm not talking about boundaries like walls, gates, or electric fences. I'm talking about the kind that exist between you and other people. Boundaries are the physical and emotional lines you draw between yourself and others. They help you clarify where you end and someone else begins. Boundaries help you describe the limits you want to set about how others can treat and behave around you. It's important to have healthy boundaries because they can help keep you and others safe and healthy. Boundaries help you establish and maintain healthy relationships with other people, including your spouse, your children, friends, neighbors, and people you work with. So you may be wondering, how do I know if I have healthy boundaries? That's a good question. You know you have healthy boundaries when you can say no without feeling guilty. You can say yes because you want to, not because you feel obligated. You are able to ask for what you want or need. You don't feel responsible for someone else's happiness. You're in tune with your own feelings. You know who you are, what you believe, and what you like. Here are some examples of healthy boundaries. Knocking before you enter your teenager's room. Not opening your husband or wife's mail without their permission. A teacher not talking to a student about personal issues. Being able to make a choice about what you want to watch on TV. Could you say, "Yep, that sounds like me"? It's also important to be aware of signs that you may have unhealthy boundaries. Here are some common ones to be aware of. Do you talk about intimate issues after meeting someone for the first time? Go against your personal values or rights to please others? Touch or hug a person without asking? Give in to others' wishes because you don't want to cause an argument? Believe others can anticipate your needs? Have relationships with expectations that include words like always or never? Here are some examples of possible unhealthy boundaries. Checking your spouse's mail. Saying things like, "We always go everywhere together. We never have arguments." Allowing others to infringe on your personal space, whether it be standing too close to you or not being allowed to have time alone. So how do you set healthy boundaries? First of all, setting healthy boundaries isn't about keeping people out or isolating yourself. Consider looking at it like the difference between a wall meant to keep others out and a door where you can control or give permission to others to come and go. Setting boundaries involves being aware of who you are and what your values and beliefs are. It means being able to accept that other people may share or have different boundaries and being able to respect that. Here are a few ways you can set healthy boundaries. 1. Know yourself. This may sound obvious, but if you have unhealthy boundaries, the question of "who am I?" may be a challenging one to answer. Take the time to think about what is important to you. 2. Identify what your values and beliefs are. It's a helpful place to start, and it will often guide trying to decide what is important to you. Number 3, be specific and direct. Being able to clearly communicate your needs and preferences is an important part of setting boundaries. Assuming that your spouse or children and friends will just know is a recipe for frustration and arguments. For example, if you're asked to do something that goes against your values, like calling in sick for your spouse when they aren't really sick, saying something like, "I love you, but I won't be calling in sick for you when you're not really sick," is direct and specific. Number 4, use I statements. This puts the responsibility on you to own your feelings and concerns rather than pointing the finger at someone else. Using I statements also makes the other person feel less defensive and hopefully more open to talking about your concern. For example, rather than saying, "You have to stop bothering me after work," you could say, "I need some time to myself when I get home from work. Could we talk in 20 minutes? Number 5, be prepared to listen. Maintaining healthy boundaries means being open to hearing how the boundary impacts another person. Listening doesn't mean you're prepared to ditch the boundary, but listening is a part of healthy relationships and demonstrates respect. If you're not used to setting boundaries, you might feel guilty or selfish when you first start out. You may be worried about creating conflict. Not everyone may like it when you first start setting healthy boundaries, but with some practice, it will get easier. And remember, you're not the only one who struggles with boundaries. We may all need to make some changes. Hey, making changes can be challenging, and they can help us move forward. Come on, together we can work through our challenges and learn to live life well. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.